Daily, the daily, the daily, go get Mr. Show. All right, y'all, let's rock. Y'all ready? I'm ready. You're ready, and we are here, and everything is going to be y'all right. Let's get it clear. Yo, it's the Daily Go Get a Business Show, y'all. What's good? It's the daily go get up business show. You think it ain't when it is? You think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are emotion, and it's time to get this thing just flowing like an ocean. That's my word. And we are up in here. Yeah, the Daily Go Get a Business Show, y'all. And tonight we talking about we're gonna get into a little something serious, relationship rise. Can a couple survive a move out? I can. When you move out for a little while to let things cool off, is it possible? Is that even a possibility? Because to a lot of people, that sounds absurd. That sounds crazy. It can't happen. You can't do it. It ain't going to happen. You won't get through it. Is it true? Is it true? Let's look at it. It's the daily go get up Miz Show. So, if a couple is living together, they trying to work things out, start their little, get a jump start on the family type of situation. If one of them moves out, if they're not getting along with each other, if things are going sour and one person decides, well, I'm going to move out for a little while and hopefully things will get better between the both of us. Does it work? Can it work? Does it ever work? Is that sudden death for a relationship if a person moves out? And it doesn't always have to be whether a person moves out or not. What if one person walks away? Can a couple survive a walk away? Do you know what a walk away is? Annette Davis, the number one. Annette Davis, the number one. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? It's good to see me, you always coming through, and it's always a pleasure, too. That's my word, and that's real. So, boy, build and destroy. What's going on, boy? So, boy, build and destroy coming through. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate y'all every night, and we going to get this thing right. You think we won't? So, let's get it popping, man. When you move out for a little while to let things cool off, does it work that way? Does it work that way? Can one person in a couple move out for a little while and expect the situation to improve? Is it possible? Well, we're going to look at it and we're going to get it popping right now. Urban Therapy with Sun 752 with this your daily, the daily go get 'em show. We do this every single day, every day it rains, and the DG will do the same. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the and if you can't say Omar with the well, then you just say Omar with the R. It's the daily go get 'em show, and it's going down, and it's going down when? It's going down now on the DG show. So let's get this thing popping. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. Tonight on the Daily Go Get 'em show, we are talking about when you move out to let things cool off a little bit. When you move out to let things cool off a little bit, is there such thing? Is there such thing? People think that there is. Some people think that there is. Some people say that no, there's no way. If a couple is living together and then one of them moves out, then that's pretty much the end of that relationship, because it takes a lot in order for some couples. For some couples, it takes a lot for them just to consider to move in. So when you move out, you probably took that same amount of consideration. But does it always happen that way? Is that always the way it is? Because I think that I know, and y'all probably know some people who really didn't put that much thought about things when they moved in with each other. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Shoot, I have people that lived with a bunch of people. Almost everybody that they ever been with, they lived with. Some people are codependent like that. Or is that even codependency? Some people don't think that that's codependency. Some people say, nah, that's how you establish a relationship. You establish a relationship by, getting in there, playing house a little bit. How you gonna know how a person is if you don't play house with them a little bit? How you gonna know how a person is if you don't really get to see how they live, how they act? You know what I mean? How they conduct themselves when they all up under you and they ain't got nowhere to go. If you don't see how they act when they ain't got nowhere to go, then you haven't ever found out the truth about them, yo. What's going on? What's going on? My big sis Robin Ming is all up in the house. How y'all doing tonight? Thanks for coming through, man. When y'all come through, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I appreciate it if y'all hit the like button when y'all coming through, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel, please. We're trying to build this movement, and the movement is moving in the right direction. We want you to move with it. So when you move out for a little while to let things cool off, like just saying that is kind of giving you the impression that a person is not moving out for good. They already know that they're going to move back, but they think that for the time being, since things aren't really going well between you and the party that you are sharing living space with, the party that you are cohabitating with, the party that you are living with, they don't think that a person, well, they may not think that a person is going to get over that. I don't know. I'm thinking about on the show Martin. Remember on Martin when Martin and Gina was living together and Gina moved out, and Martin asked her to come back and stay with it. And of course, that's just TV. But even though normally I don't like to reference a lot of things that I see on TV as having any semblance of reality in real life. Any theatrical presentation is based on some type of human experience. So this is not something that we can relate to. And Martin and Gina, even though they were a TV couple, they were an enviable example of what love is like. Urban love, two black people in love, just trying to make it. Interestingly enough, on the show, they never had a baby. The reality of the situation is a lot of times when couples move in, and maybe this is just me, when couples move in with each other, there are normally children involved. Either one of them already has children, one or both of them already have children, or they make children after they to move in. Maybe that's just me who looks at that experience in that way. What y'all think? My big sis Robin Ming is all up in the house. My big sis Robin Ming is all up in the house. He doing a thing. It's good to see me, some you. That's my word. True. So when you move out for a little while in order to let things cool off, a little, what we talking about, y'all? Are we talking about something that's real? How many of y'all have lived with somebody before? And if you have lived with somebody before, have you ever moved out from that person? And if you did that symbolize the end of your relationship, or did y'all have a chance to put it back together? Did y'all have a chance to put it back together? Did y'all have a chance to put it back together? Most of the times, most of the situations that I know where if a couple was living together, if one of them moved out, it normally took a while for that to happen. There was normally a lot of unhappiness on one side. On one side of that relationship, there was normally a lot of unhappiness. Interestingly enough, though, it wasn't always the person that was unhappy who was the one who moved out. A lot of times it was, but it wasn't always. And I'm just talking about from my experience, people that I know, people that I've seen go through this type of situation. Now, because I know of one particular situation where a couple they weren't really getting along that well. They weren't really getting along that well, and they were having some financial issues as far as the living space was concerned. So it was one of those. It was a situation where they weren't living in a place that either one of them owned. So they both had to find somewhere else to live. But in finding somewhere else to live, they had to do it immediately. So they couldn't stay together while they were moving from that place. So they had to both go live with their peoples. And there was a question about whether they were going to get back together and live back together. And I'm close to one of the parties who said, "Now I don't think I'm gonna do that again. I think I'm gonna just leave this the way it is." They were thinking that maybe this was like sort of like divine intervention. This was sort of like divine intervention where a circumstance presented itself to where they would have to move away from each other, and they had planned. The party that I'm talking about had planned to keep it that way. Yeah, we separated. I think we were just going to keep it separated. We separated. I think we're going to keep it separated. We're separated. I think we're going to keep it separated. We're separated. I think we're going to keep it separated. I 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 keep it separated. Keep it separated. But it didn't work out that way. They got back together, and they got back together closer than ever. So they survived that move out. Now, you may say that doesn't really go along with the theme of the show because they weren't moving out because they weren't moving out because they weren't moving out because they were mad at each other or tired of each other. At least that's not how it was on the surface. You know, you can argue that they moved out with each other because hold on, yeah. Okay, that's right. Okay. Yeah, you can argue that they moved out with each other because of the circumstance that presented itself. But like I said, on one half of that situation, they were satisfied with the fact that they were going to be separated for a while, and they had planned to keep it that way. But it didn't work out that way, and they really, really missed each other, and they became closer than ever. Is that an isolated situation that doesn't usually happen? Emily Dunlap in the house. I said to Emily, how you feeling now? It's good to see me some you. Hey, yo, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. I said, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill, is all up in the house. What's going on, my brother? How you feeling, my G? Good to see me some you. That's my word true. And thanks for coming on through. T. Carey Wright says, I've lived with someone before. I moved out. My choice. We put it back together. Okay, so it's possible. Now, I'm curious about your situation, so I'm gonna have to get all up in your business a little bit if you care to share a little something. I mean, care to share a little something. Now, when you moved out, was it because y'all weren't getting along? Was it because y'all were fussing and fighting? Was there domestic violence? Was there fear? Were there uncomfortable situations? Was it a situation where y'all were really getting on each other's nerves, even though y'all were supposed to be all up under each other? When you live with each other, sometimes you were all up under each other. You know what I mean? One of the people in the move-in situation might be a little bit dependent, and the other one may be codependent. You know what I'm talking about? When one person is dependent and the other is codependent. So one of the parties is dependent on the other to be there. Whether you're talking about financial, whether you're talking about being there for comfort, protection, security, whatever the case may be. A lot of people have grown up in families where they are not used to being in an empty home. You know, you can judge that however you want, but if you grew up in a situation where you're not used to where you're not used to the house being empty, when you're used to somebody being home all the time, you may have been in this in a housing situation where there were extended family members there. So there were not only your mama and your daddy there, or your mama or whatever, and all of your siblings, but there was also aunts and uncles and cousins and maybe people who moved into the place whenever they did bad in the place that they lived. They came to live with y'all for a little while. Y'all helped them get back on their feet, put the band-aids on, bandaged them up real good, whatever, got them back on their feet, repaired their broken bones and their ligaments and their tendons and got them back right. And when they fell off again, they may have come back. But anyway, grandmama may have lived at the house. Grandmama may have lived at the house, and she may have been elderly and not able to get around very well anymore. So somebody was always home. I know plenty of families where I grew up with where the door was never really locked until everybody went to bed. But during the day, somebody was home all the time. These was the days before Amazon, before FedEx. These was in the days of the COD. Remember the UPS truck used to come with the COD, cash on delivery. You order something from off TV and they came and brought it to you and you had to pay them or they was taking it with them. COD, cash on delivery. Anyway, if you grew up in a household where there was somebody home all the time, you may be used to that. You've never been in a housing situation, a living situation where somebody wasn't there when you got home. Somebody was always there when you got home. And it's a strange situation with housing situations like that because new babies pop up in those houses. You're like, well, where did y'all find time to make a baby? Where did y'all find time to make a baby? Carol Chamberlain, mi favorita, is all up in the house. Carol Chamberlain, mi favorita. It's good to see ya. Yes, y'all. Okay. All right. T. Carey Wright says, we broke up over cheating. I'm not confrontational and things. And I'm not confrontational and things were heading that way. Okay. So you moved out? You said, okay, you said you moved out, your choice. And y'all put it back together. When y'all put it back together, did y'all move back in with each other? Or did y'all say, all right, we're going to be together, but fuck all that living together stuff? Because I'm thinking like, you have to consider the future that you may have with anybody that if you're moving with a person, I'm thinking that you have to consider that maybe y'all going to get married one day because y'all already are in a situation that is just like being married with the absence of the marriage license and the ring or whatever those extra bonding agents are that solidify y'all as a couple, as a relationship, as a marriage, as living in holy matrimony, a situation sanctioned by God, carried out by his flock, which would be you. Thanks for liking the show, y'all. Thanks for sharing the show. Please share the show. I appreciate it. Please like the show as you come in. Press that like button. Hit the like button. Mash the like button. And if you want to call into the show, please call into the show 319-527-6199. That's the number to call. I said 319-527-6199. Yes, y'all. Yeah. Press number 1 and that will let me know that you would like to speak. This is a totally uncensored show. You can say whatever you want to on the show. All you have to do, baby, and it's all good. It's all good. It's all good now. But yeah, when you move out for a while to let things cool off, well, some people might ask, well, how are things going to cool off if you move out? How off? What's good? How are they cooling off? How them cooling? Okay. Robbie Ming says, Annette, I lived with a guy. He cheated. I packed his stuff and moved it to the chick who he was cheating on me with. And it was his house. Well, damn, how you do that? How did you manage to do that? Oh, Annette Davis says he didn't move out. He got kicked, but I relocated his belongings to his other woman's house. What the hell? Okay. Oh, you kicked him out. Well, see, that's different than what we talking about. Even though I have seen people survive a kick out too. Some couples who cohabitate with each other, they play games like that. They play games like that. You know, they with each other this day and broke up the next day. They living with each other that day and living by themselves another day. That's kind of crazy to me, but I've seen it. I miss these comments. Robbie Mink says, I moved out, but each time we tried to get back together, it lasted for a minute and then he cheated. Oh. Annette says, I only allowed one dude to live with me, and that was a big mistake and too soon. Interesting. Very, 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 very interesting. And she says he didn't move out. He got kicked out. I relocated his belongings to his other woman's house. So we have two go-getters. That took their man's clothes and took it to his woman's house who he was cheating with. And one of them was living in his house. I guess when a man feels guilty about something he's done, he'll allow anything to happen. Because I ain't going to front. You is not kicking me out of my house. But hey. But what we're talking about is to let things cool off a little bit. So you're moving out with the intentions like, listen, you know what? Maybe we up under each other a little bit too much. Maybe what we need to do is we need to give each other some space. We need to give each other some space, some time. We need to give each other a chance to miss each other. Because if we don't, we're going to be missing each other for good. So what about that situation? What about that situation? So, so when you move out, knowing that you really want to stay, but you move out because you know that things aren't going well. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. How many of us subscribe to that theory? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. So if you are away from somebody for a little while, you start missing them and start remembering all the good times. And then y'all put the band back together, and it's the greatest love of all. The greatest love that you ever seen. I don't know. It's like a long distance relationship. Some people do well in a long distance relationship, but shit, you talk about moving out, moving on, or taking a break, or walking away. I want to talk a little bit about walking away before we get up out of here. I want to talk about walking away because I'm of the impression that a walk away can be as bad as a move out. Or I don't want to say bad because moving out may not be a bad thing, but let me say it is along the same severity, in my opinion. So, moving out from somebody, it sends a message. And as far as I'm concerned, it sends a powerful message to the person that you're living with. Because think about it, if you are living together, if you're cohabitating, then more than likely there are bills that you are sharing. So there's a financial part of this thing that has to be taken care of. Because I don't know about y'all, but I'm not paying no rent or no utilities in a place that I'm not living. Now, that's not to say that everybody lives by that code, because in a marriage situation, sometimes that's not an option. You know, a woman can kick a man out. He still got to pay that mortgage. He still got to pay that whatever, because the court said so. Because the court says so. But some men voluntarily do it. They say, listen, I'm going to move out. I know I was wrong. I know I did wrong. I know that this is not a good situation. I know that I disrespected my marriage. I know that I disrespected my family. I know that I didn't honor my marriage or my family or my children or my living situation. I've disrespected myself. But so what I'm going to do is, you know, I'm going to move out until you'll have me back. But in the meantime, I'm going to just pay the bills at both places where I'm staying at. Maybe he goes and live with his brother for a little while. Maybe he goes back to his mama house for a little while. Maybe, I mean, as long as he goes somewhere besides his other chick's house. Because if he goes to the other chick's house, you ain't paying no mortgage or rent or utilities where you live at. Because ain't no woman trying to hear that shit. Like, listen, man, you here. So you gonna help me take care of my bills. You gonna help me take care of my kids. Look, it ain't gonna be no back and forth. You move from your house to my house. My house is where you gonna stay. How long does it normally take people to make the decision to move in with each other in the first place? Does everybody put a lot of thought into that? So if you haven't put a lot of thought into moving in the first place, will you put a lot of thought into moving out? Are you used to doing things on a whim? A lot of people move every 6 months in their younger years. Y'all even know anybody like that? Did anybody? I'm sorry. Did any of y'all do that when y'all were younger? When y'all were in your 20s or 30s or whatever? Did y'all ever, move from place to place at the drop of a hat? You know, I know people who change residences like some people change phone numbers. Every time you turn around, they got a new address. And I used to always think to myself, how do you keep your stuff when you're moving all the time? How? You must not have a lot of stuff. If you're moving that way, moving, always moving. Always moving. So if a person moves a lot because they are unstable in their relationship or they are unstable in their ability to be able to handle their bills, or they are unstable in their thought processes, they just don't do things for the long haul. They into things for the quick thing, for the quickie. Robbie Ming says, okay, wait. T. Carey Wright says, I feel like that's a big decision, not something that you should just rush into with talks about finances, day-to-day expectations, and sleep schedules. Sleep schedules, interesting. And then David says, he did, okay, my bad. Already read that. Okay. All right. T. Carey Wright says, I've lived with someone before I moved back. Okay, damn. I scrolled up too far. Wait a minute. Okay, let me go down. Okay. Emily says, if you are in a relationship living together and having disagreements, then go to another room and cool off. If your disagreement is minor enough for you to just go to another room and cool off, it's not very serious. You know, y'all must have been arguing about, what channel to watch on TV or something. No, much bigger than that. Much more severe than that. I don't know. Carol Chamberlain says, Corona got us in separate rooms except bedtime. You know, all this quarantine, all this quarantining, we quarantining, baby. Robin Ming agrees. Sometimes absent does make the heart grow fonder. I don't know about that. I mean, you know, I'll say this. If you are getting along with your sweetie and y'all away from each other for a while, of course, absence is going to make the heart grow fonder. But if you getting on my nerves and I was already thinking like, yo, I got to get out of this some kind of way. Once I get that if you open that gate, I'm like, pew, like absence my ass. Like, look, I bet you I ain't moving back up in that moment. But I've never, well, you know, I've had two live-in situations in my life. Just two. Some people have had none, but I've had two. I've had this many. And to be honest with you, I can't say that I'm a fan. I can't really say that I'm a fan. But I was younger and my head was in a different space or whatever. So I know that if I did it again, that would be exactly what I wanted. Neither of those times was exactly what I wanted. And that can be a problem from the beginning when you're trying to make something work that you didn't want from the beginning. That's not a good look. That ain't a good look. So what happens when one person was really just trying to feel out the situation and the other one was serious about the situation? And then when things started to go a little bad, the person that wasn't feeling it in the beginning, I guess they like, yeah, this move out is a good idea. But are they thinking that they're going to move back? And really, does this symbolize the end of a relationship altogether? Is that it? Does it have to be a wrap? Will that do it? Will that do it? Because it's not always just a man and a woman living together. Like I said, most times that I know of, there are children involved. So, you know, you don't want a situation, especially if you're a woman, you don't want a situation where your kids are seeing you do the move in, move out thing. That's a little too dysfunctional, and that's not symbolic of what a healthy relationship is. But all that moving out, moving out, moving back, moving out, that back and forth, that's not a good look. You know, to have your kids, to let your kids see you moving somebody out, moving somebody back in every time y'all have a disagreement. Children pick up on things, and not just children, but you can have teenagers. You don't want them seeing that, because more than likely they are getting into that age where they are thinking about, you know, shoot, you know, you got teenagers out here that are asked their parents, well, can my girlfriend come live with me? Or can my boyfriend come live with me? I've known parents who have entertained these questions. Not that they gave into it, but they'd be like, no, you can't. And I've heard the kids ask, like, well, why not? Your man live with you. And I'm sitting there like, I can't fucking believe. Let's just say that some parents, in my opinion, give their kids just a little too much leeway and freedom of expression. Freedom of expression. Okay. T. Carey Wright says, yes, we moved back in with one another. Our day-to-day was fine, but I had to leave before I acted out of character. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Narsil says he didn't want he didn't want what was on deck if the kick out didn't happen. Carol says at Robin, a woman got to do whatever is best for her. Interesting. Robin Ming says, I am not a welcome mat. No one is going to walk over me. Okay. Okay. All right. Carol Chamberlain says, liar, cheater, and drug addict. Bye, boy. Yeah, that's a tough situation. But we're talking about when you move out for a little while to let things cool off. Like maybe you are still very much in love with your baby, but you recognize that this situation is not going in the direction that is conducive to the good health of the relationship or to you physically, mentally, and emotionally. It's not a good look. It's just not. It's N-O-T, not. It's just not a good look. So you may feel like, yeah, I think I need to just I'm gonna holler back. McGuine get back at ya. McGuine get back at ya. So yeah. But when you are still very much in love with somebody, maybe you make a move that you think is going to be good for y'all because you figure, listen, we're not getting along with each other, but I don't want it to get any worse. So maybe guilt plays into it sometimes, y'all. You know how you can feel like you've gotten on somebody's nerves really, really bad. You've gotten on their nerves really, really bad. So you said, all right, well, look, I feel bad because I feel like I was the one who has caused all the problems. So in order to reverse that, I'm a fall back a little bit. I'm gonna get out of Dodge a little bit. I'm gonna get back with you. You know, so they don't get even more mad at you. I don't know. You know, I imagine something like that could happen. Something like that could happen. It could happen. So, in a situation where you feel like you've played a major part in the inability to be able to keep the relationship together, maybe you figure that I'll move out for a little while and then hope, you'll start missing me. I already miss you. I don't even really want to move out, but I'm going to do it because I don't want the hammer to come down and doom this relationship all the way. So I'm going to make a little bit of move. I'm going to make a little move. I'm going to go stay with my mama for a little while. I'm going to chill, let my brother house. I said, I'm going to get out before you stab me up. I said, I don't want you to kill me in my sleep. I said, I don't want you to use that gun. I said, don't throw a hot pot of grits at me. I said, I'm gonna move out for the good of the order. I say, I'ma still pay the child support for my daughter. I'm a scurry and scamper and make sure that I said, please don't hit me with the black fine pan. I said, I don't want no problems, baby. I said, I lost my head for a minute and I was going crazy. I'll come back. I send for my stuff. Put it in storage. It's not safe in here no more. No, it's not. It's not safe. It's not safe. I feel bad. So I'm gonna move out for a little while and then we can get back together. Cause I ain't trying to lose you. Not for good, I ain't. Emily says, wait a minute. If you are in a relationship, living together and having disagreements, oh, what the fuck? How am I on? Wait a minute now. Okay. All right, wait. All right. G. Carey Wright says, I agree. I mentioned the financial aspect at the top of the show. You shouldn't just leave because things get rough. Things get rough here and there. She also says, if the issue is arguing, figure out how to communicate better. Maybe the communication that needs to be had is separation. Like, I seeing you just makes me mad. But that's when it's really, really bad, and you wonder how couples like that decided to move in with each other in the first place. But it happens. Narciso says, absence makes the heart grow fonder, yet it allows the opportunity to look at the full picture. Even if it is keeper to keeper, it can be expensive otherwise. Annette Davis says, that's too much packing and unpacking for me. You know, like WKRP in Cincinnati, tired of packing and unpacking. Robin Ming says, sometimes our absence makes the heart grow. Oh, makes the heart wander. Well, it was probably wandering in the first place, but it can leave the door open for somebody that was in the background trying to see a little something to get their shot. That gives them a chance to be able to get their shot off. So, but on the real, if you're going to leave the door open for somebody to get in, then you probably were already on the lookout for a better situation. You were probably already hunting a little bit. You were probably already like, yeah, I think I'm I think I'm gonna take a little look over here. You may have already had a wandering eye, and that just gave you the green light to have the absence of guilt. Y'all know how that go. When you don't feel guilty about something, man, listen, there's no telling what somebody might do or what somebody is capable of when they don't have to deal with their conscience. Like we were talking about last week. You know, when we were talking about the show, they have no conscience, yet they fear the consequences. So yeah, but when you're dealing with somebody that, you know, doesn't fear embarrassment or humiliation or whatever, you're dealing with a different kind of animal. You can't deal with them like you deal with somebody who has some kind of couth. You got to fight different. Them fights be different. They be real different, you know what I'm saying? So you got to fall back and cool out. But yeah, when you move out for a little while in order to let the situation cool out, you're going to remove yourself from a living situation so that living situation can re-blossom. It's like repotting a plant. Where are all of my herbivores? No. Where are my horticulturalists out there? Where are my horticulturalists? Which one of y'all has ever repotted a plant? You know, when you repot a plant, you give it new roots. Well, no, you changed What the fuck? Wait a minute, hold on, man. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm seeing something. What the fuck have I done here? Wait a minute. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Wait a second. You ain't gonna tell me I did this dumbass shit. Yes, I am. I'm gonna tell you that I did this dumbass shit. You got to be kidding me. Hold on. Yo. Yo. All right, wait a minute. I goofed bad. Real bad. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Uh, hmm. I don't even believe that. Yeah. Talk about starting all over. I goofed. I goofed by. But all right, we still here. The hell? How the hell? All right, well, we still I rise. Fuck it. You know what I mean? This is not the first time I've ever goofed in a situation, so but that was bad. Here I am sharing a show from like 3 days ago. And I'm wondering, like, how didn't I look at it? That's where I'm at with it. Like, what the hell? Oh well, let's go. So yeah. Yeah, when you want a situation to be better and you're striving to try to make it better, but you've already, you figure that you'll move out and that will magically put things back together. I mean, it might work. Of course, it might not, but it might work. Is there a situation where this will work? That's what we need to concern ourselves with. Is there a situation where this might work? Where will it work? Will it work? Can it be done? Yeah, I messed this thing up bad. Can it be done? Oh, let me see what y'all got here. Sometimes, let me see. Well, Emily says, "Well, I don't really get mad or angry truthfully." Okay, my husband got to be too much, and he got to be too much, and eventually I was out. And once I'm out, I'm out. No going back, no reverse. I only move forward. Okay. So for you, moving out means that it's over. Is that what we getting out of that? Is that what's happening? Is that what we saying? Is that what we're saying? Mm, mm, mm. Robbie Mink says it's about respect. Carol Chambers says, in my case, yes, it was a rap. Okay. So that's the new generation of parenting when you let your kids see you going back and forth, moving somebody back and forth. I don't know. But when we talk about that whole codependent thing, it's a tough situation. It really is, because when you consider, when you really love somebody and you need them, like when you have come to depend on them, like if you need their financial support, and you may also need their physical support. You may actually love them, but not only that, but you are codependent, and you are dependent upon them in order in order 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 or trying to get this thing right. I don't want to goof it up again. I want to goof it up again. Yeah, when you move out from somebody, it might be a financial hardship. Listen, not all couples are making it really well when they pool both of their incomes. I don't know about y'all, but I know plenty of situations where I knew couples that lived together and neither one of them were making any well, even if they were making decent money, they may have been living beyond their means. One thing that brothers and sisters do when they live together is they want to floss a little bit. Like, all right, well, since I only got to pay half expenses, now I can get handbags. Now I can get a better car. I can we can get new furniture sets. We run up our credit and all that kind of stuff. People do it. And these are things that you may have to consider when you decide that you just want to bounce. Bouncing might not be that sweet like that. You might not just be able to bounce. You may have to put the brakes on that. Hold on. You ain't just bouncing up in here. No. That's not what we doing. That's not what we doing. So if that's not what you doing, then you have to make some better informed decisions about which way you're going to go there, because you may want the situation to improve later on, but it may be a situation where you have to take care of things right then and there. Carol Chamberlain says, for some it works, and that can be healthy, just not for months or years. Okay. Robbie Mink says, I moved out and he followed me to my mom's house. As of today, he is still looking for me. He did too much to me. So I got tired of going back and nothing changed. It's a done deal. And then David said, make that move right now, baby. Yeah. Emily's talking about some off topic. Tonight is Empire Night. Who still watched this? I thought they took that. I thought last season was the last season for that bullshit. And I thought it used to come on Wednesdays. I've never watched that show on purpose, because it used to come on the same night as the Urban Therapy with Sun show when we used to do our thing on Wednesday nights at 8:30, and people used to leave my show to go watch Empire. So I feel like this towards Empire. Fuck Empire and faggot show anyway. I never watched it, but I do know that because the creator of the show, yeah. But anyway, oh, and that I had messed up. Carol Chamberlain says, just needed some space, Robin. I love my husband, but we all have faults, and it came down to my sanity. Yeah, I guess just like some of y'all have been insinuating, you don't want to get into the situation where you know that you're going to do something that is going to be not good. Let's just put it that way. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you're going to put hands on somebody. You don't want to put hands on somebody. This is supposed to be love. But sometimes the person that you love, you are in love with in a dysfunctional situation. So, you may be considering becoming violent with somebody that you really, really care for. And the fucked up part about that, the real fucked up part about that is that you may convince yourself that that's going to work. Some people do that. They convince themselves that, like, if I go upside her head, because we talk about that with kids all the time, that boy or that girl need an ass beat. And sometimes we don't limit that type of thinking to just children. Figure I go upside her head and she'll finally start acting right because she playing me. She's playing me. Playing me. When you move out when you move out for a little while in order to make the situation better, in order to let the situation cool off. Now, if in a domestic violence situation where the cops come, the cops may sometimes give the man, if they find that he is violent in a situation, they may give him a chance to walk around the block. He didn't have to move out, but he was encouraged to walk around the block. Just go take a walk. And I always wonder, like, what's that going to do? I mean, what is he going to? What's he going to walk around the block and think to himself, like, "Yo, it's a good thing I only had to walk around the block." No, if he's a violent dude, he gonna walk around the block, and as soon as they gone, now he going back in there to whoop ass. Like, bitch, I can't believe you called the fucking man on me. When now you gonna have something to call him about for real. You gonna have something to call him about for real. Word mother for real. It's not a good look. And even though people in domestic violence situations sometimes put things back together, that's volatile, it's dysfunctional, it's dangerous, it's scary. It's scary. And I don't even think that a domestic violence relationship is just scary for the person who the violence is being perpetrated against. I think it's scary for all parties involved at some point. Now, y'all may not understand what I mean by that, but check it out. What if you haven't been trained to handle adversity in a healthy way, but you don't really want to hurt the one that you love, but you have a problem and you recognize that you have a problem, but it can be scary to you because if you keep doing this shit, eventually you gonna wind your ass up in jail. Or maybe you think that that you can get so out of control that you may mess around and hurt the one that you love. And that's male or female, man. Some people get mad to the point where they black out. Wake up when the destruction is completed. Make sure that y'all like to push the like button. If y'all coming into the show, make sure y'all press that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If y'all haven't subscribed to the channel thus far, make sure y'all check out the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism show every weekday night, 7 p.m. And we do this thing in the mornings. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 10:30, whatever. Between 10 and 11, it's going to happen on Saturdays and Sundays. Shirley Sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Sure, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. What's going on, man? And then David says, I remember those Wednesday nights. Yeah, we doing our thing on Wednesday nights. That wasn't that long ago. on that. Let's see. We just started doing it on Sundays last year. This is new. This is new. Cal Chamberlain says, I think he needed that break too. I can be a little too demanding sometimes if I'm honest. Well, at least you are honest. At least you are honest about it, because not everybody can keep it a buck about the role that they play when things don't go right, when things don't go their way. I know how it be. Shit, as far as I'm concerned, it's always my fault. I mean, honestly, in most situations where there's a breakup, it's normally my fault. And the crazy part about it is I'm not normally the person. I mean, I'm normally the person that does the breaking up, and it's still my fault. So, but that's what love will do. Love will have you holding on to something that's trying to get away from you, or it'll have you trying to hold on to something that is going to hurt you to hold on to, and you like, fuck it. Like a crab will grab onto something that it wants and risk losing that arm in order to hold on to it. It's a very strange creature, I should say. I don't know if I consider a crab to be an animal. I mean, unless you consider animals to be anything other than man and woman, and we're considered to be man. I mean, animals too, scientifically. But anyway, y'all understand where I'm coming from and what I'm talking about, right? Hopefully you do. Bottom line is, that crab can, will, and has lost their arm trying to hold on to something. And sometimes we do that figuratively also, trying to hold on to something, even if we have to lose our arm in holding on to it. Sounds crazy, but listen, when you love and you love hard and you can't be talked out of it, it is what it is. It is what it is. People can judge that the way they want to judge it. But when you talk about a move-in situation, a live-in situation where a man and a woman truly want to be together, but they don't have the tools in order to get together, stay together, be together. They don't have what it takes to work it out yet. They may not be all of that mature, but maybe they are mature enough to know that they need to take a break from each other. But can you survive a break? What if you don't live with each other? What if you don't live with each other and you just walk away? A walk away to me, like I was talking about before, a walk away to me is just as severe as a move out. You walked away like, all right, well, I'm out. I'm done with this. I'll get back. What the fuck you mean? You walked away right in the middle of an argument, right in the middle of a disagreement. And you know how heated those arguments can get when maybe both parties are trying to get the last word. Even if they really aren't trying to get the last word, they're trying to get the last understanding. Hey, how about that? Have you ever been in a situation where you were trying to get the last understanding? Somebody was not seeming to understand what you were saying or where you were coming from. You was trying to get the last understanding. You were trying to get the last feel. You wasn't feeling me. I was trying to say something so you could feel me. But they refused to feel. They refused to feel. You ever been in a situation like that? You trying to get the last feel, the last understanding. I'm fighting for some understanding. What I need from you is understanding. You don't hear what? Wait. We can't communicate. You don't hear what I say. One of the greatest songs ever recorded. I'll tell you that escape. Woo. But yeah, trying to get that last understanding. So somebody walks away from you. No matter what it said, you know how it is. No matter what it said, you didn't finish saying what you needed to say. You didn't get a chance to say what you really had to say. Somebody kept cutting you off. So they walked away. Can you survive or walked away? You just left me hanging. You just left me hanging. You just gonna walk away while I'm talking to you? Man, you can end up with a knife in your back or a lamp bust up inside your head. I don't know if you can come back from a situation where somebody bust a lamp upside your head while you wasn't looking. Like, yo, you know, that's worse than being stabbed in the back. You bust me in the back of the head with a lamp. Yeah, well, I bet you won't turn your back on me no more. You won't walk away from me no more. Just walk away, boy. And then David says, I understand exactly what you mean by that. Being in an abusive relationship, I was so fucked up by it that I was fearful of getting into a misunderstanding with the next man because of it. Yeah, that's a toughie. That's a tough toughie. I understand. I understand your last comment on that. I do. And like I said, it could be scary for both parties, even though the fear of the violent party is not, they're not exactly going to be rewarded or sympathized with because of their fear. I'm here, your fear. I'm here, your fear. So what's the general synopsis, y'all, as we get ready to get on up out of here? What's the general synopsis? Can you survive? Can a couple, can a relationship, can a love, can a marriage survive a move out? We know that it can, but in general, can it? On the whole, what would you say the percentages were? What would you say the percentages were? The ratio of able to make it after a move out or walk away to no way, it's over. It's over. You never know what the future holds. There can always be a chance that, y'all can come back and put things back together later on, or as time goes on or whatever. But I'm thinking that you probably have to build up trust again. Building back up trust for somebody or in somebody that has done you dirty is not an easy thing to do. It's not easy. And that says 50-50. Okay. 50-50, huh? Trust. When somebody has violated your trust. Because check this out. Check this out, y'all. The thing is, when you move out with somebody, even if you think that you're moving out for the betterment of the relationship at hand, that doesn't necessarily mean that the other party in the relationship is going to understand that. So they may look at you moving out as abandonment. You just left me holding the bag. You left me there by myself, staring at four walls. You left me there to have to explain to the children where you went, why you left, and why you're not here and not coming back no time soon. You left me here. You didn't have any regard or respect for me. You didn't have any. You showed total disregard for what I had to do in order to try to explain the situation. You didn't care. You're a runner. You a runaway. You are a runaway. A runaway. Let's get on up out of here, y'all. Let's go ahead and do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious April 14th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They are number one out the box. This lady here is referred to as Queen by the people that know her and who run in her circles. Queen Elaine Brown Blackman. That's my people's. You know, one time Queen Elaine went on one of our hikes. And she was a trooper about it. She went on one of our hikes. And I think she went on one of our hikes before it turned into a real hike. She went on one of our hikes when it was still more like a walk or whatever. But just as it was evolving into a hike. And, you know, she's turning 68 years old today. And I'm thinking like, wow, you know, that was like 2015. So she was already like 63. And she gave it, you know, go ahead, Missy. Go ahead, Queen. Do the damn thing, Queen. Happy birthday to you. And also Tracy Simmons, happy birthday to you. And Julie Johnson, turning 47 years old today. Happy birthday to you. And Carmelita Cesares, turning 31 years old today. And Bill Ingram, turning 60 years old today. And last but not least, turning 33 years old today. And I can't believe that she's only turning 33. And at the same time, I can't believe that she's turning 33. My girl, Nasira Musalima. And she's more like a sister to me because you know how sometimes people are your sister by marriage or your brother by marriage. And sometimes they are your brother or your sister because they are your brother and sister by brother and sister. Like me and her have the same brother, but we don't have the same mother. And we don't have the same father, but we got the same brother. Nasira got the same brother. We share a brother together. You know? And a sister. Kinda. There's a story behind that, but we not gonna get into that right now. Happy birthday to you, Nasira Musalima. Do the damn thing. I want to say happy birthday to all of you and anyone else out there who shares this birthday on this glorious April 14th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on, and do the rock out, rock on, and do the damn rock out, rock on, and do the damn thing, and do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, y'all. Listen, man. It ain't always easy to get together, stay together, be together. Sometimes there are peaks and valleys. And there are going to be times when you don't get along with each other, but in your quest for love and your quest for unity and your quest for togetherness and future building exercises, you know, you learn about yourself. And sometimes you like the things that you learn about yourself. And sometimes you're going to have to learn some things that you don't like so much. But in that whole journey, in that whole quest, in that whole self-discovery, you're going to try some things out and see what works. And sometimes they're going to work and sometimes they're not going to work, but you got to give it a decent shot. And sometimes that decent shot involves walking away from the shot, refusing the shot, or moving away from the whole gym in the shot. So, you know, you're gonna you know, in your quest to become mature, you're going to try some things out, see what fits best for you. And sometimes you may find out that even some of the things that seem to have fit just don't. Let's just say you grow out of it a little bit. But sometimes you can, just like the clothes that you grow out of, sometimes you can lose weight and grow right back into them. Good. So with that being said, yo, listen, I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. You know, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget nothing. Don't forget nothing. And don't forget to share the show. We will be back on tomorrow night at 7:00. Y'all know how it go. Yes, y'all. You know how it go. And I holla. Oh, yes, I will. Yeah. So on the Blog Talk side, I get with y'all. Y'all be good. And I see y'all later. See y'all. Catch y'all in the book. Peace, y'all. Yeah.